Make sure I'm getting the live chat. There we go. Be sure and hit the live chat button when you come in, guys, so you'll see everything in sequence. Sometimes you don't get all the comments if you hit top chat instead of live chat. Okay, there we go. Hey, Chelsea. Chelsea reminded me that I had a live today. Please hit the like button, and if you're watching this back after in a replay, thank you so much for watching, and anybody has any questions or comments, be sure and leave those below. If you have any questions about anything about talk about, be sure and email me, fiberflooziecrafts@gmail.com. Before everybody gets here, I'm going to turn on my fan. Hopefully that's not too loud. Okay. Hi, Jan is here. Jan Keeling. That's Alice. For those of you that don't know. Hi, Jeanette is here. Yay. Oh, good. She's watching the ads. We'll say hi to her when she gets back in. Did you get something to eat, Chels? I know you were eating when you just got home, and I was like, okay, I'm hungry. I have to get a shower. I was running around trying to get ready because I forgot. I totally forgot I had a live today. Y'all have been in a mood. I have been in a mood. Has anybody else been in a mood? Hi, Rebecca. Hey, Carrie's here too. She's watching the ads. Whoop, whoop. Hi, Susan. I am okay. Not great, but okay. I've been dealing with a little bit of a cold this last week and a funk. I've been dealing with a funk. Hey, Tammy's here. That is not going to work. It's got to go over here. See, I've got my bag. This is a bag from Mrs. Brown's Bags. She's half of the grocery girls. And I got this bag when I went to the Dallas-Fort Worth Fiber Fest. Hi, Mary. Hey, Ginger. And Denny's here. Denny Beneni. Welcome in, Denisha. I am working on another washcloth. I'm trying to do a few washcloths here and there to have them ready because I have a craft fair next month. Hey, Miguel. Hi, Solomon. He likes it when I wave at him. Hi, Solomon. Hey, Dana. Triple C. Is everybody having a good weekend? I've been trying to catch... Hi, Kay. Yeah, Miguel's still having some trouble with his YouTube. Yes, I like being able to see what I have, and I need to finish filling these up. This is going to happen this week. I'm like, I have to do it. And I did say, I think I said hi, Kay. Oh, thank you, Mary. I just got out of the shower. This is the hair my mama gave me. Literally, I have very similar to her hair. She went white all along the front like this. I need to get some more hair stuff, and I need to. I'm fixing to cut it. I can't deal with this too much anymore. Hey, Freaky. Yeah, my mama. I got my mama's hair. I really did, actually. We all did. Me and the girls, we all got some of it. I still have a little bit stashed in my drawer. For a long time, when I first brought Mama's a little packet with Mama's hair in it, for a long time when I first got home with it, I could open the bag and smell my mom. It helped. It helped. But now, look at this. This is exactly what my mama's hair did. She went white all the way around the front, all the way around, and so I'm doing it now too. Scalped a friend. Scalp a friend. Yep, it's all in the genetics and the natural curl. Yep, I earned it too. I earned every bit. Boy, I tell you, we are thawing out here in Texas. The snow, except for in a few shady spots, the snow is gone. And I do have some sad news. Now, I don't know for sure, but we're about 90% sure that we lost that last calf in that snowstorm. I bet they don't, Freaky. Put my head on a dolly holder, I would cut my hair just like yours. Yeah. I could tell you how I cut it. Oh, hey, Kim's here. Crafty Nomad. Woo, yay. You got some time to come in. That's nice. Hey, Deneen, how are you? Oh, you have family down here, Susan? They do it. Did they do okay? Hi, Linda, quilty crocheter. Oh, crochet crafts, crochet cats and more. I know. I got so blessed with the color. So blessed. Yet speaking of these back here, these are from Target, and they're over the door shoe closets. So they come with a little metal deal that goes over the top of your closet, right? And Mr. Fiber cut that off and attached just the L part of it to a wood board all the way around. That's how they're installed. Oh, thank you. I feel so bad for them. It was chocolate, and I feel so bad for her because she's out there and her bag is full and swollen because the baby's not there to drink the milk, and she's just moaning. Oh. And I just feel so bad for her. Hey, Daniel. Yay, you made it. Yeah. But they were all up in this top lot this afternoon, and the baby was not with her. And Mr. Fiber said he had not seen that baby for a couple of days, because he drives around in the mornings. And no, we have two other calves that are small, and so we think what'll happen is that the other mamas will let them nurse on her because they share. They do that. So I'm hoping that they do. I hope that they'll let her because I've seen the others that do that. Yeah, I think they will. We have two little ones that were born right before her, like what, 2-3 weeks before, I think. And we still have one more that she's due at any time. And I'm like, we're calling it the House of Tanner. Her name is Tanner. She's like the House of Tanner. She's huge. I cannot believe she hasn't had that calf yet. But she did that before, so it's not unusual for her. But they're all doing fine. Other than that calf, all of the animals did fine. All of our cats did fine. The horses, the donkey, everybody did great. The dog, he was in seventh heaven. Y'all saw him in my video. He was just loving it. Yeah. Yep, you know what that feels like. It's not any fun. Hi, Judy. Absolutely, work and lurk. Just keep me playing. That's what Jeanette said. That's what I did with her this morning. Just keep me playing. Let me run. Let me talk and run. Anyway, while I'm talking to y'all, I'm making another washcloth. This is one of the grandma's washcloths. Homework and lurking, hun? Okay. Carrie's been studying. Oh no, he had to stay in the hospital? I know, I heard you. I'm like, that's exactly what I think. That's okay. Y'all do your thing. Just keep me playing. Oh, but he's okay now, I hope, Rebecca. Texas had it bad. We were not prepared. It's been over 30 years since we had weather that was that cold. And so we were not prepared for that cold, cold. Well, you know, the infrastructure here, in other words, was just not. Oh, I hope you get to go this time, Miguel. Carrie's a little bitter. She is very bitter about it. Absolutely. I'm like, she had to go country girl. All country girl now. Her pipes froze, and then she lost water completely. Then she lost electricity. It's been a week and a half for that girl. And everybody in Texas. It's been bad. Lives were lost, and I hate that part of it. You hate that part of it for, they had a story about three little ones in Dallas that were lost with this because the cold, bitter, bitter cold. You know, it's just sad. Yeah, Oklahoma had it bad too, I think, didn't they? And actually, yeah, it was. That's the one story, and I'm like, I'm not reading anymore. I can't do it. I just can't. Exactly, Miguel. That's exactly it. My dad was giving me a hard time because he's like, well, what's the matter down there? And I said, Dad, you got to remember, you're in Colorado. They bury those lines a lot deeper than they do in Texas. Texas just doesn't bury them all that deep because they don't usually have to. So I imagine that a lot of places have learned a lot about their water structures, their piping, how things are buried, where the lines are, and what's going on. I mean, I'm sure there was a lot learned from this. So I know there was a lot learned about how to redistribute some electricity in this state too, for sure. So you will get X-rays. That's good. I'm glad you're getting some X-rays, Miguel. That's a good deal. Yep, there is a freeze line. I forget how many feet that freeze line is. Oh, yay, you're doing my B squared cow. Yay. It's going to be, the squares this week are late. So let me just get this out there. The weather got to me. We did not lose electricity, but I had a problem with, I was afraid that we would. So I thought, well, I'm going to do all this work to get these videos to put together and get them all ready to go. And then I won't be able to upload because we won't have electricity. So I thought, you know what? I'm just going to take that time, and I've been doing other stuff. So I've been making videos, but I haven't got anything uploaded. So the squares are going to be late. I do apologize for the Texas freeze. Oh, you did? Oh, thank you. I tried to be there. Oh, I do not know what's been going on. Every time I've tried to be in a live, go to somebody's live, I've had a phone call, which is great. I'm not. I love everybody who calls me. Or something else came up and I had to go do something else, or I don't know what happened. I had the hardest time going to people's lives this week. And then on top of all the snow and all the other stuff and me worrying, I had to keep the fires. We had to keep those fires going because we were burning our wood stoves the whole time. So, you know, got to keep that going. Mr. Fiber, though, he was home for almost, well, he was off work about 4 full days, you know, and then the weekend in there with that. So he was off for almost a full week because of the roads. The roads were bad enough. And the little town over there where he works, where his work is, had no electricity. So they were doing the rolling. Oh, shh, I did. Oh, wait till you see it. If you follow him, you'll see, because he posted what I ordered. They're gorgeous. It does. It just doesn't sit right, does it, Freaky? I'm so excited. Oh, it's so pretty. Yes, I am too, because we had it very easy. We had it very easy. Hey, Chris. Yay. Thanks for coming. Oh, and Heart Song's here. Heather, right? Good to see you. Yeah, we were very, very fortunate. We never lost electricity. There were some people in our little town over here that did, and we kept watching because Abilene had no water. They had power outages. Where Mr. Fiber works, they were out of power, and then that came over to the next little town over, and they had no power. And then in town, there was few people we were like, okay, we're next. So that night we were up. I think it was Sunday night. We were like, it's going to happen. And we were so lucky it never went off. Oh, the kids are there. Grandkids are there too. Well, you love on them, Jeanette. You love on them. Yeah, did y'all see Jan posted a picture of their place, Jan Carruthers. She is the one that we do Saturday night live with, crafting night. And she had a little video today that she showed a tour of her place that she's in with her son and daughter-in-law. Oh, Miguel went through it bad. They wouldn't leave his alone. It just kept, and I don't understand that, Miguel, because I kept the, oh, you know what? I'm supposed to be reducing, y'all. Oh. Well, that's bad. That I ordered a while back? What you talking about? Boil water. Yes, a lot of places are having to do the boil water. Lots of them. Oh, you have your grandson, Danny? Sweet. Oh, that. I wondered about that the other day. I thought, you know what? I wonder when those we're going to start going out. Well, that's cool. I was just looking to see if did I say it is Heather, isn't it? Gosh, I hope I got that right. Okay, good. She said yes. Whew. I missed the answer. Y'all, I gotta show you what I did. You ready? So I wore this the other day and I got a compliment on it. Originally, this was a hat. Now, this is made using Kramer yarns and a mohair held together. But it's always been just a little big. And I never could decide how I wanted to change the brim of it, because the brim was just, it could be a great slouchy hat, but the brim was too loose. No, it wasn't a brown out, freaky. The brown outs are where it doesn't actually go out. It just sort of blinks. This was out. This was power outage. Oh, thanks for reminding everybody, Chels. So here's what I did. I went ahead and put, I just crocheted a chain, and I put beads on the end. And now I put that all around it. And then I crocheted handles and sewed that on. And now I have a bag. So I can cinch it. Exactly, Danny. I know a lot of lessons were, it's a hat bag. That's exactly what Mr. Fiber said. It's a Fiber Floozie hat bag. So here's what's great about that. When you have these with the handles like this, right? So my project can go in there. I can put the skein in there, put it on my arm, and walk around. Walk around with it. Thank you. So I'm really happy with my bag. I'm happy with that. And I could put both hands through it too to make it doesn't as bit as floppy. You know, have it just like that and just walk around. So I want to test it out and see if I can go walking around when I'm walking. I'm going to try it tomorrow and see if I can knit while I walk. That's what I want to do. Oh, making sure they're reading right. Oh, you had to come back in? Okay. How many hats can fit in the bag? Don't know. Haven't tried it. But there it is. It's my new hat bag. And then the other thing I'm working on, 2 things at once. Yeah, and I might even be filming. That's 3 things. We shall see. You can tat while you're walking. I can't even tat. Okay, so in my Karen Barbara bag that I got from Alice, I put a project in it, Alice. Yeah, I'm going to bust my butt again, probably. I was so worried about Miguel's chickens. I really was. So I started a blanket. I don't have enough to do. I started a blanket. So I was watching the Bakery Bears, and Kay Jones from the Bakery Bears just finished a crocheted stripe blanket. And the pattern is by Attic 24. And here is all the yarn. Got a whole bunch of yarn in here. I'll show y'all what colors here in a minute. And here's my blanket. I'm going to show that too, Miguel. I'm going to show that too. So here's where I'm at right now. So I started, let me get everything straight here. I'm trying to remember how many stitches I started with. It was under 200. No, I forgot. But this is half. It's folded in half. So it's definitely my wingspan. If I hold it out, it's exactly my wingspan. So I'm not sure what that is. Comes to about, if I got a tape measure. Oh, I had one right here. Let me see. I can tell you how big, but I don't remember how many stitches. It's about 60 inches wide. Yeah, I know math. So what you do, she did several colors, and you gradiate it is what you do. So you start with one, and then you add in another, and you go back and forth, and you gradiate it. So I started here. I'll be able to count the stitches later and tell y'all, but because I know I added some. Mine's a little bit wider than the one that she has on her website. But I started here with 2 colors, and I'm doing 5 rows. So it's 5 rows of this one, and then I added the next one, and there's 5, and there's 5, and I'm on the 5th row of this one here. And these are all, do you? I didn't know how many people, you having Johnny M. casserole? Oh, that was a staple growing up. Gammy always made that Johnny M. casserole. M stands for macaroni, just in case y'all don't know. And actually, it's hamburger and macaroni, and then there's a sloppy Joe mix. So I started with this color, which is a Honeybee Knits color, and I was using this one, which is I forgot. And it's got all this bits of acid green in it. Acidy yellow, neon-y greens. So those are the 2 I started with right here. And then I dropped this one out. I kept this one and started using this one. So the next section is these 2 together. Nope, that's not right. I dropped that one. That next section is these 2. And then I dropped that and went to this one. And I've got, these are some of the ones I'm going to put in here next. And what these are These are Croy sock, and some of them are Serenity sock. So they're all #1 weight yarns. And Patton's Croy is what they're called. Patton's Croy sock. So I am having so much fun with that, you guys. But G hook. No, it's just the noodles. You don't put them, you put cheese in there. No, they're not from the row 1, but I may throw some of those in there because the pattern, hi Mary. Mary's Pretty Things is here. Yay. Hey Mary Dozier. Yeah, I sure don't trust mine. There she goes. She's got it in there. Yep. So, hi Amanda. I hope I got everybody. I was making sure I said hello to everybody. So I have been addicted to that right now. Just addicted. Because it's so fun to watch the colors changing on it. But if you look on Attic 24, it's called the Granny Stripe Blanket. Crochet Granny Stripe Blanket. Something like that. I'll link it for you. Oh, Gammy's recipe. She got a screenshot. It's so easy to make. It's super, super easy to make, and it's so good. But you do cook those noodles first, just so you know. Did she like them, Miguel? Did she get them? Hello, Katie Bear. What did Chris say? I missed it. Hi, Shad. Oh, you lost your water too. Oh my gosh. Illinois had it about as bad as we did. They really did. Hey, Lisa. How's it going? I haven't talked about it yet. So, my pattern is finished, you guys. The pattern for my shawl is finished. The Lisa is coping with yarn, and she is working on it. And yeah, and so Daniel is one of my testers. Lisa is one of my testers, and she has a channel. She'll be showing hers once I release it. Once I release the pattern. And is Lorraine here? She's doing it also. And I've got like 6, and Alice is doing it. So I don't know. Lorraine has finished hers. That's Chatelaine Makes, and so she'll be showing hers on her channel. Indiana got 12 inches of snow. Slowly working on yours has been pretty big. Well, did you have to go back to work, Daniel? I think you did, didn't you? Buckets of snow for toilet water. He went camping first. First week back. Okay. It'll kick your butt, won't it, when you go back? Did they? I have not heard what we got. Someone asked me, and I'm really, I think it was Carrie asked me how much we got. I say we got about 7 inches total, but I can't prove that. I haven't seen anything that said. Oh, thank you, Mary. I'm fixing to fill the rest of this up. I've got to get motivated on that. You got 19 total, 19 inches total in Illinois. Yeah, who's into measuring at that point? We're just gonna get it out of the way, right? So that's what I've been working on. And what else? That's mainly the pattern. I've been really trying to get that pattern done. Missouri got 8 to 10 inches. Yeah, I did. I actually have a Mary Maxim order, Made in America yarns, Lion Brand, and Poplar yarn. I also have something coming from Donna Hurley that's over at Crystal Skies Hand Dyed. It'll probably all come the same week. It's going to take me a month to show y'all what I got. Southern Oregon's got blue skies and clouds. Another 6. Bird bath looked like a cake with... Okay, well, guys, down at Port Arthur, Galveston area, the white beaches. Now, they don't have white beaches usually, but they did this time. And Happy Planner, 2 of those. That's what happens when Fiber Floozie is cooped up in the house. What can I say? I'm a Fiber Floozie. I am going to fill them. I can already fill them. That's not even the stuff that's coming. Hey, Lisa, how are you? So that's why I'm doing this blanket, because I think I can use up quite a bit of the #1 yarn doing blankets. And the way that, as quick as these are going, I'm pretty sure I can do. Now, if I'm not really happy with the colors after I'm done for in here, because I was just thinking I would make it for me. And then I thought, well, if I like it, I can make it for, make that one to sell and make another one for myself. Now, Mr. Fiber's blanket, Miguel asked about that. I've got to show it. Amazon list of the things you need on the next snowstorm while you were cooped up. Yes, there you go. Just make a list and make sure that it's something that everybody can see so that they can get things for you. You gotta go, Freaky? Aw, okay. See you later. Stay freaky. Okay, you're not feeling good? Okay, see you later. And you guys, if you got another live that you're going to, it's okay. I understand. So this is Mr. Fiber's blanket. This is what Miguel was talking about. And this one is a knit blanket. It's knit in garter stitch. Got a bunch of ends I need to weave in. Yes, I hope you feel better. You like it? Daniel's making food. So here it all is. And this is a whole bunch of scraps. So it's just stuff that I've had just laying around. It is yarn I didn't want to use for anything else. So it went in here. It's also things that were, you practicing your knitting, Katie Bear? Nice. And it's just turning out wonderful. And I have probably another foot or so to go. But when I finish a project and I have a scrap that I think will make it across at least a couple times, it goes in the blanket. So there are projects in here. This is like a roadmap of things I have made. This is the bottom. So like this right here, this yarn, I use this to make a blanket and a bear for Oliver. So that's in here. There's some in here that was a hat. This was left from a hat that I made, the one you guys see me wear when I walk. That's in there. Oh gosh. There's just all, oh, when I did the, it was called a fiddle mat. This is all the pieces that were left from doing that fiddle mat. It's a memory blanket. It is. And I can look at this and say, oh my gosh, I remember, oh, that yarn, I used that yarn for such and such. And this one, I think this is another one I used for Oliver. Isn't this another yarn that I used on one of Oliver's blankets? Yes, it is little pieces, everyone. I think there's a piece in here that I used when I made a bottle toy for Sailor. I think that's in here. Just all kinds of stuff. So when I finish stuff, and like I said, and I think it's enough that'll go across it a couple times so that you'll actually see what it is, I put it in here. It was his idea to do that. Plus there's a lot of yarn in here that he and I call SHIT yarn. It's the crap yarn. it's yarn that it was really kind of, you know, I just don't want to use that, but kind of hate to waste it. Oh, he still uses that? I thought you had to get rid of it. I was thinking I need to make him another one. So yeah, but when you do it in garter stitch, you guys, it makes it so squishy. It's wonderful. I have a hard time working on it because it's heavy and it's very hard now to get across, and then you gotta pick it all up and flip it over. Thank you. It's a great blanket. And garter stitch, if you are not familiar, the bottle's flat, but he still loves it. Okay. I do need to make him another one though. I made one for him and he just chewed it and loved it and chewed it and loved it. And then I made him another one when I was there helping her study, and he watched me make it. He loved that one too. And that was crochet. I crocheted him. What I basically did is I took a water bottle, a Gatorade bottle, and I started the bottom, and then I just worked and worked and worked. And when I got up to the top, I put the bottle in it and crocheted around the top and crocheted it together so that the bottle would be inside without the lid on it. Yeah, he did. Yep. Mittens from the Yarn Yay pattern. She has a pattern? Yarn Yay has patterns? Or no, that's I'm thinking of Yarn and Yarns, not Yarn Yay. Yarn Yay is something different. Sorry. Yarn and Yarns is a channel, and I was thinking that's what you wrote. I just read it wrong. Did you get everybody put away, Miguel? I showed the blanket. Did you see? I'm on the wrong side. Chelsea just did her first knit hat, and it is absolutely wonderful. You would never, ever know it was her first hat. She posted it in the group. Both of my girls, Chelsea and Carrie, if y'all don't know, those are my girls, and they are both crafting. We're a crafty family. Carrie is making crochet blankets, and her newest one, I want one just like it because I absolutely love the colors. And it's not teal either. Okay, good. But she did a wonderful job on that hat. She was waiting for me to get a tutorial up and it didn't happen, so she did a Ross hat. So Ross, if you're watching this back, I know you do watch me occasionally, so if you're watching, Chelsea did your hat. Need to post that on Instagram, Chelsea, so she'll see. No, it's the same on both sides. What you see is, and I don't control the color, I don't control, as in which side that it stops and starts on or anything. You did? You got your sister into it? Aw. Okay, good. Oh, I haven't been over there since. It was the first thing you did was it's a great pattern. It really is. He really did something with that one. You know, he started with the knit washcloths. But I'll show you, Linda. Yeah, he's the Smell Great guy. It's the Smells Like Yarn podcast. And to find his patterns, they're free. All of his patterns are free on his website, and that Smells Like Yarn. But here's this side. And then you turn it over and it's the same. Same on both sides. And this is what garter stitch is. You just knit back and forth. And it makes the garter ridges. I'll have to go see what he thought of that, if he saw it or not. I know that he knows that you're welcome. Y'all, if you want to do one of these blankets, we could do a knit along with it. We absolutely could do a knit along if you want to. I'll show you how to get started. Pam, yay, she's here. Pam Red Gingerbread is here. How you doing? I saw where you made it back to Louisiana. And then you got snow. Yay, you finally made it. Cool. You want to do a knit along? Absolutely, we could. We sure could. I was trying to figure out something, whether I would do the cowl, that cowl that I was going to make the pattern for, whether we would do that, or but if you want to do a scrap blanket like this, yeah, it would be fun. Because it'll be a while before you get it finished. Just so you know, depending on how fast you knit, it would be at least a year. I've been working on this blanket for, what, 2 years? Okay, Rebecca, nice to see you. Thanks for coming in. But I don't work on it all the time. But what I was going to say is it's now getting pretty heavy. So it's hard to work on because it'll slip off my lap and all that kind of stuff. So a lot of times I put it up on my workbench where it's up in front of me and I can flip it around. Well, the cowl, we could do a knit along with the cowl, but it's it won't take as near as long as the blanket. 3 Ross hats. Wow, your knitting is coming along good. Did you ever use the book that I sent you? I sent you a book on knitting. If y'all don't remember, Pam has a channel. She's a Cajun girl. And now that you are in Louisiana, maybe I can stop and say hello sometime when I'm on my way to go see the grandbabies. Yeah, lots of practice. I was filling out a form today for Love Crafts because when I release the pattern, I'll be putting patterns on Etsy, Love Crafts, and my website. No, we don't have we have a barn, but it's not one they can go inside of. I will, Pam. I've been meaning to email you and see how you were doing. I was glad to know that you made it to Louisiana. I know you're happy to be there, in spite of the weather. But they have lots of places they can go. There's a lot of shelter out here. There's not like a barn structure for them to go into, but there are places where they can get out of stuff, out of the way of stuff. It was just so cold. Hey, Leanne. I saw somebody, I'm saying, here's the phone here, and then I've got my tablet down below so I can see all the chat. So are they straight needles, Mary? Oh my gosh, are you driving? Woo woo. That's amazing. So glad to hear that, Pam. Yeah, I've got a bunch of straight needles. Now see, Chelsea did her hat on DPNs, which are double point needles. And I'm really proud of her for doing that too, because there are other ways in which to do a hat, but well, she didn't do the whole hat. She started on 16-inch circular. If you've done the Ross hat, you know that. But then you finished with the DPNs. And I think everybody should learn how to use them because they are old school. The new way is magic loop, but it's fiddly. And so it's good to learn how to use those. Oh, made you tired, Alice. Okay. I'm glad you were here. Thank you so much. You go rest. But what I was going to say is on Love Crafts, I was going through my profile because Carrie told me I needed to go in and make sure all of the about me's, I'm working on those and getting those updated. And I hope you feel better. There was a little deal about crochet and what skills you can do, and about knitting and what skills you can do. And they have a whole list, and you just check off the ones. And I had like 18 skills in knitting and 16 skills in crochet from their list. I thought that was pretty good. You're such a klutz. Oh no. So bamboo circulars. The big ones gave you, you mean like, oh, you mean like the big straight needles. Those, you were worried about that. Okay. Okay, okay, Alice. I appreciate it. Yeah. But you know, that used to all there was. There wasn't circular needles. And then I have the yarn that I'm using for this blanket. I made a little bowl. And that's got my cake in there. And I got another little one down here on the side. But making the little bowl like this, just make your own. And you can just put your cakes in here. And I stuck that ball next to it, and it's not moving. It's great. I have 2 or 3 beginner. I've got more coming, and here's my plan. I want to do some shorter videos showing you some knitting techniques, and I want to use big needles and big yarn so you can actually see it better. So that's coming. But there's a lot of beginner videos out there. Well, the magic loop bothers me because I don't like the way it looks sometimes where that needle pokes through. And it stresses me out because I'm always having to tighten where where it pokes through. And I can do it. And I've done it lots of times. But I just don't like doing it that way. I'd much rather use DPNs. Right? Yes, the go-to person, like, you know, everybody goes to see Bag O' Day for crochet. But the go-to person in the knitting world is usually Very Pink Knits. I don't watch her anymore, but she has some very good tutorials. Yeah, Marley Bird has some good ones. She does. She has both crochet and knitting. She's got lots of knitting stuff. And, you know, there used to be a bunch of it on Yarnspirations also. Oh, she has knitting? Anu does? I know Anu does a lot of crochet. I didn't know she had knitting. I have not had a lot of time to really look. I'm too busy doing videos and stuff. Anyway, that's about all I've got to show you guys today. Oh, I have one thing. Speaking of knitting, I have something to show you. I have something to open. Oh, it's no big deal. Switching back and forth, it's no big deal. So, I have a theory. I've said this more than once on my channel. But this is coming to me out of Minneapolis. I've had it for several weeks and haven't opened it. That's how busy I've been. My theory is it's a good idea to do lots of different crafts because it uses different parts of the brain. See, I'm left-handed, and so I feel that because knitting uses two needles and you're using both hands to do things, it uses a different part of the brain than crochet does, whereas you're just using one hand. So I think it's good to do that. And then if you do painting or anything else, drawing, coloring, anything else that you use, it all uses a different part of the brain, which helps to keep the brain functioning longer as we get older. You like openings? Okay, you ready? Oh, I smell the leather. Leather. And something in a long package. Anybody know what it is? Any guesses? Oh, she signed it too. That's nice. I needed to get this open. This is so cool. Nope, it's not Tunisian. This is knitting related. Miguel, did Miguel leave already? Because we talked about this on Jan Carruthers Live, and she has one of these. Does anybody know what it is? Yes, Ginger knew it. Right on cue, Ginger. And here's the back side. Kind of a plushy. Oh my gosh. Oh, it smells so good. It does look like a little saddle. So here is the belt part. Very long, very adjustable, which is a good for me. It goes around your waist. I may have to stand up to show you guys this. Hold on. Y'all, I'm going to move the camera. So if that makes you sick, y'all kind of look away a little bit. So the belt goes around you. Goes around the waist here, and the needle will go in one of these holes. Okay, I'm going to move the camera again. Here we go. Y'all hang on. I will do a better review of this, but this is just the opening. And you see where the guys are up there? And then the deal that Chelsea made me is right here. Like a baby. She got her a baby. I don't have a name for the little guy yet. Okay, let me open the other box and then you'll see a little bit better. That's Simon and Susie, and then I don't have a name for the little one. Little Suzette. This is an artisan from Etsy. Okay, I have to read what that is. Let me open these. Basically, it's knitting from the hip. Oh, wow. So these are number 8s, and they are a 30 centimeter and a 5 millimeter. They're an Addy, the Addy needle. And they're double pointed. So one point goes, let me open it, I'll show you. Wow, these have never been open either. These are metal or aluminum. But they go into the hole and they'll be at your waist. Let me see if I can show you. So the needle will be here, this needle will be here, and the other needle will be worked so it'll be working this way right here. So if you guys can see that. No, can't use it with circular needles. So it's basically, so if there's less movement, this is more ergonomical also. There's less movement and you can walk, sit, everything. I know, isn't it interesting? Now, like I said, Jan Carruthers had one, and I don't remember exactly the size and everything of it. But this just sits in that, and they put some sort of a stuff in here, depending on the size of your needle, as to which hole you put this in. But yeah, that's, I will be showing you guys how it's used. I have been wanting one for a very, very long time. And I just looked them up and I picked somebody and that's who I went with. So, oh goodness. I dropped those needles, sorry. They're open now. The Addy is made in Germany. I don't know if you saw that. Okay, now let me see what else this says. The company is called Bob and Weave. Specialty knitting and spinning supplies. Leather knitting belts. Handmade in Minneapolis, Minnesota by Karen McEwen. And that's all of the information. Yes, and that's why I wish that Miguel had still been here, because I'm going to have to show him this. Because he's probably, he was just talking about this the other day. There's a little pamphlet in here. I know. And this is telling me, this is all of, I can order needles from them. They have the plastic, Brittany wood, and then they have the Prim DPNs. They have different options on what kind of leather you want. No, I don't have an Addy. I've thought about it though. that I could go through some yarn that way. What did Mary say? Yeah, that's the one that Mary was talking about. Yeah, and Miguel was just talking about it the other day in Jan's live too. Okay, for hundreds of years, knitters used knitting belts to facilitate their knitting, and much of their knitting was done when walking from place to place. Many of the great masterpiece knitting projects, such as Shetland wedding ring lace shawls, Aran sweaters, and British fishermen's ganseys, were traditionally knit using a knitting belt and or a knitting sheath. Knitting belts allow people with arthritis, tendinitis, repetitive thumb injuries, and other disabilities to knit more easily because gripping the right needle can be painful. I started using a knitting belt and long double point needles because I have thumb tendinitis. I wanted to tackle some circular knitting projects that I wouldn't have been able to do with traditional circular needles. Get fit by knit? Yeah. Well, that's true, Shad, because things were seamed. Yeah, they weren't done in one piece. They were seamed. You strap the belt to your waist or thigh so that the holes are facing up. Insert a double point needle, also called the knitting pin, into one of the holes. It may take practice to get a comfortable angle figured out, but once you do, the belt will hold your needle for you. Multiple holes allow you to use different sizes of needles and reposition the belt. So, yeah, isn't that crazy? Now there's something else in here. Hold on. They sent me something I don't know about. And their note says, it's their card, and it says, it's a handwritten, thank you so much for your order, Karen. It's always nice to get that. So there's something in here. Anybody know what that is? Someone who recently took the Yarn Harlots, Stephanie Pearl McPhee, class on lever knitting mentioned something interesting. She stressed how important that power loading the left needle was before starting the row. It's a small piece of leather and a piece of bulky yarn for the strap. When you're knitting a large piece like a shawl or sweater, simply place your hand through the loop and place your left needle through the hole. And the stitches will bunch up toward the end of the needle and take the pressure off your left pinky. I'll have to try that out. Yes, Dana uses an Addy. So yours is a 22 needle. Now I know that they have different sizes. Kim from the Crafty Nomad, she has the Cento. I do have some learning to do. I have some learning to do. And it's got an extra, basically it's an extra strap because, see, this would be one here, and then it's got an extension. So I'm thinking you probably could go around you twice until you get the right fit. They do make crochet hooks. The Addy hook though is the one that has that like curve where you put your hand in it. You have both, Dana? I didn't realize you had the Centro. Which do you like better? Or do you have a preference at all? I kind of wish Mr. Fiber would do the adding machine. I wanted him to do weaving. But he said no. Okay, Lisa, let me know how you're doing on your shawl. Appreciate you being here. So you've got both of them, Mary. Oh, that's wonderful. No, I told him he couldn't knit because he's so good at everything. I would not want him to be better than me at knitting. Sorry, that's just what I said. And it's true. Everything he does, he's good. Is it? You tell Alex that. And if you're watching, hi, Mary. Does anybody have any questions for me today? Anybody have something you want to ask me today? Don't think you'd like using a machine? I want to get the machine for one reason only, and that is to whip out some hats to sell or to give away. You know, hats for getting through some of that yarn stash. What's on Tawanda? Let me get, here, I'm out of the way a little bit. Can y'all see her? Oh, Mary, he cakes your yarn for you. Mr. Fiber cakes mine too. So, okay, on Tawanda today, she's wearing this beautiful pin that I bought. If I can find the link for this, I bought, this was a now I've dropped it. It's hammered. It's a hammered steel. I'll just show you this part. Anyway, I'm not picking that up, y'all. So this is a shawl that I made when Mr. Fiber and I went on our trip to Nebraska. And I did it using the mini skeins from Crystal Skies Hand Dyed and Amber's Yarn Shop. And this one is this is really long. I mean, really long. This is twice my wingspan. And this is garter stitch. Is it the Addy? Oh, it's the Loops and Threads from Michaels, and it only makes baby hats. And so it's done exactly like Mr. Fiber's blanket. It's all in garter stitch. And then it is super soft because Carrie took pictures of it for me for my website. And then around the edge, he picked this out, Mr. Fiber did, and this is Premier Cotton around the outside. And I kind of like that. I didn't think I would like it because it's not as soft as the other, and it's not the same weight, because this is all fingering #1 weight, and I didn't think I would like it, but it added some structure to the piece on the outside. So garter stitch is just so squishy. But these are the minis. So that's why it changes the color, see? I would just use one, and when it ran out, I would just run to the other one. So I used, pretty sure I used either an 8 or 9 for this one. And this is for sale. It is $45. I call this the Rainbow Shawl. And if it's not on the website, it should be soon because I've been updating my website. That's the other thing I've been doing. But I actually had this on the other day when it was cold. Because it can go, it's deep enough to go right over that back part of your shoulder right there. And then that end goes there. Bring this end around. And it is super comfy cozy. You want it? You mean actually you want to buy this from me? Hey, Iris. Okay. Just send me an email, Mary, and we'll work that out for you. Absolutely. I'll set this aside for you. And I'll write a little bit something on there so you'll know the yarn and everything I used for it. Oh, I'm so excited. Going to be going home to somebody. Like I said, I worked on this and that Mr. Fiber's blanket. Congratulations, you can have it. And Susan's wanting to know, Dana, she wants to know where you got your Addie. Did you do an Amazon on that or do the website for Addie? I really enjoy doing garter stitch. I really do. Yes. Yes. A piece like this is like a once, I mean, it's not something that you're going to get anywhere and you're not going to see it, and it's just a one-off, you know, you're never going to see it. So, and you're really not, because this yarn, these minis were mystery. These are not in their shop all the time. So you're really not going to see it because these colors are not something that's going to become around again even in their shop. So that's the wonderful thing about that. That's the thing about hand-dyed yarn that people don't understand when you're trying to sell things. But yeah, absolutely. Email me and I will get that to you, Mary. So I'm taking it off. Now Tawanda's going to need something else. Good thing Carrie asked me that. Oh, and what decaf coffee. And I'm using Torani French vanilla with, it's a sugar-free, and monk fruit for sweetener. Yes, that's exactly it. That's what's so great about handmade things, is they always have a story. And my girls, it used to drive them crazy because they were like, it still does probably, like I could tell them where I got yarn from. Well, I got that yarn when I went on that trip and we went into that store, and that's that yarn I got from that store, and it's special to me because, you know. Yeah, but I'm liking the French vanilla one. But that other brand, it wasn't the Torani. That other brand did smell like nothing, like just alcohol. The Torani doesn't smell like that. So I don't know what that other brand was because I didn't like it. How are you, Iris? What are you up to tonight? Anybody else come in that I missed? If I did, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to. Okay. Katie Bear was just coming back in. Okay. So yeah, that's what I'm drinking. That's what's on. Anybody have another question? Well, and I use very little of the Tarani because I don't want to use a whole lot of the aspartame type stuff. And they just changed the name of it, but it's still aspartame. And that's just how hey, Dawn's World's here. How nice, good to see you. What you making? But it helps. That little bit of flavor helps. I just try to use very little of it. If you get too much of it, then it does taste funny to me. So just using a little bit doesn't. Okay. No more questions? You are crocheting slanted shell stitch. Ah. Are you? Oh, Mary, that makes me so happy that you're excited to get something I made. That makes me so happy. Little babies, like actual little babies out of scrap yarn. Loom knitting little babies out of scrap yarn. Oh. So I was watching The Sinner is what I've been watching. I finished one, Cora and Julian, and I'm on the third season. And all I did was put it on just to start it out, but I can't remember what the name is on that one. And then, do you start a garden? Okay, I'm really glad I didn't start yet. I had planned on starting, so I'm thinking I need to get out there and get some of the beds completely turned over so that I can start. Oh, you got pictures of them on Instagram? Is it the same name on Instagram? Yeah, and I'm watching The Bay, which is on BritBox. And I'm watching the Pembrokeshire Murders. Okay, A Dawn's World. Am I following you? Oh, my phone's up here, so I can't do that. I gotta make sure, though. I'll make sure I'm following you, Adon. These are Friction. Y'all seen these? Frixion. The one who told me about these is Laura from Mad Mimi's Crochet and Farming. And they are, you can erase. The wall complete. Ooh. I'm really hoping I get some of my energy back this week, hun. And if I do, then I'm going to fill up this wall. So the plan is to put everything out on the shelf up here, and I'm just going to stack everything. And what I'm going to start with is above this one. Hey, there's Sandy. Right up here, I'm going to start up here by putting the hand-dyed yarns. I'm going to stack those up and continue on with what Carrie started right there. And then I'm going to start stacking up above. I'm going to take everything out and start stacking them all up there too. And then I've got yarn to put down here in the wall. How are you doing, Sandy? I was really concentrating on getting that pattern done. And I've got to finish the squares for this week. But that's the plan, is to release the pattern. I'm hoping to release the pattern this week to get the squares done, and then start, because I can't let it sit like this. It's driving me nuts that it's not organized. Oh, good. I was telling everybody, Sandy, I was trying to get to your live the other day. Didn't make it. I tried to go to Karen's. I went in there, and then something happened, and I wasn't in there for I don't know what has been happening. I have been hardest time getting over to see everybody. I do. I have 2 of the anniversary cakes. You want to see them? I can grab them real quick. Can y'all guess what colors? Uh-oh, my foot's in the bag. I know. Here we go, ready? It should be my picture. Thumbnail, please. This one is the cookie one, I think. Cookie Parade. Cabbage Patch. Yep. And this one is Blueberry Birthday. This one is not, it's like falling apart. Susan, you have 2 of them? I know, a yarn castle. They're just great pillows. So, if you're not familiar, these have 35.3 ounces or 1,000 grams. So this is like 10 skeins of yarn. 1,061 yards or 970 meters. And it's a bulky 6. So that is pretty darn good for a bulky 6. I'm pretty sure these are going to be sweaters. They're either going to be sweaters or blankets. Hey, is Jennifer here? Hey, Crafty Bones. I don't know. You know, they only came out with, was there maybe 6 or 8 colors in them when they came out with them? I know, he could too. I bet he could go all the way to the tank with it. If we went down through the well house and down to the tank, I bet he could. I mean, because, you know, I'm not a very good judge of how far 1,000 yards is, but that seems about right. 2 soup cans and talk to France. I mean, these things are huge. And I was not going to get them. I'm like, I'm not going to get them. Oh, that's just a gimmick. And then I did, but they went on sale. And I told y'all about this. Oh, the cookie one? Yeah. Honestly, I think this one, the cookie one, is my favorite, really. But I like this other one with the teal and blues. Yeah, they sent, no, okay, one was in a box. I think it's this one that's all messed up. One was in a bag, one was in a box with something else. And this is the one that was in the box, and it came like this, all a mess. And they were on sale, so they were buy one, get one at half off. And then with the shipping, I would have been better off just to go, when I went to town, to go to Michael's and get them at regular price. Yeah, I know it. Reel it in. 3 football fields and the 100-yard line. It was just crazy the way that they sent them to me. But I have them, so I'm happy. And they just sit stacked over there in the corner on top of each other. But I like them. And they're really soft. This is nice. This is nice feeling. This is really nice feeling stuff. No wool. So if you're allergic to wool, and it says here that 2 balls will make this blanket. It's a crochet blanket using an L or an 11mm hook. Throw it at him. Really? You saw them for $3.99 somewhere? Yeah, it says 2 of them for a blanket. That's 20 skeins of yarn. But that's about right for number 6 though. In the store, Penny posted it. Oh. Yeah, Penny finds those deals. I know. Out here, we're not going to have that problem. Yeah, underestimating how much you bought for the blanket. Well, for a number 6 though, 20, you would need 20, but you shouldn't need 20 for the one you're making. So are you using a number 5, I think, blanket yarn? Maybe it is a 6. I can't remember. The brown spice one. Yeah, $19.99. I think they were, when I got the buy one get one, they were what, 34? And I was like, I'm not paying 34. That was the main thing. I was like, I'm not paying 34 for them. I buy hand-dyed yarn for that. I'm like, I'm not buying that. Maybe 20 big cakes. So did you make it with, so Dana says she has the grape gala and she's making a throw. Oh, you will be making a throw with it. Okay. Just one, Dana? Well, they were just I mean, this was for their anniversary. Oh, here's the brown spice one. This is the brown spice that she's talking about. No, not 20. I'm saying that this is 1,000 grams, and typically a skein of yarn is 100 grams. So that would be 10. However, this is a number 6, and you usually don't get, but maybe what, on a number 6, you get 90, maybe 100 yards. You don't usually get 100, usually like 87 yards. It's all in the perspective, whether we're talking yards or grams or whatever. So 2 of these would be, for a 100-gram skein, 2 of these would be 20 skeins. However, they're only going to be about 87 yards. And this has 1,061. So that's really good for a number 6. That's why these were such a good thing. It's just when they first put them out at that like $35, it was like, that's $70 for a blanket. And we're lucky to get $70 for a blanket. Oh, hey, Crystal's here. Just got home from work. Okay. 18 hours over the last 2 days and I'm beat. Oh, I bet you are. Yeah, I know. I don't know what their Denny, I don't know what the biggest 4-weight was by Yarnspirations. Did they make a jumbo? Like a really big jumbo in a 4-weight? I can't remember. Because the Karen cakes, they're only like 300 or something. The skinny cakes have more in them, but that's a number 3 weight. The big cakes, was that a 4-weight? I think the big cakes, the Karen big cakes, the great big round ones, that's probably the biggest one they had in a 4-weight. But I don't know how many yards those are. I don't have any of those. I have skinny cakes. I don't have any big cakes. I had one of the tiramisu, and I gave it away in a giveaway. Well, I hope you have some time off tomorrow, or at least some time to rest now, Crystal. I have 3 magazines, and I know Christy showed this one this morning. Do you guys want to see inside of this one, or did you already see it? Did you all watch Christy this morning? Christy's Crochet Creations. Yeah, this is a 6. These are a 6 weight. But they're actually, I would say they're on a small side of 6. They're kind of a thick and thin, to be honest. They get a little fluffy in places. No, I have not used my skinny cakes yet. But that's what those up there are. These 2 are skinny cakes right here. The rainbows, and I have more. That's what I'm talking about. I need to get them out. Oh, the boys got their bath. Oh. No, not yet. I'm actually not going to show that just yet, Chels, because I still need to finish the tutorial, and I want to do it all at one time. It kept freezing, I know. So I was going to say, if you guys want me to, I can show you what was in the... She showed some of it. I know she showed this one. It's called the Skyline Blanket. I will probably, what I'll do, Chelsea, is I'll probably do a video on my pattern whenever I get it done. This one's called Track Stitch Shawl. It's a slip, like a not a slip stitch, but a mesh. This one is called Lacy Shells, a Lacy Shells tee. Kind of like that one. So they're lightening things up for spring. I think Christy must have had something happening with her internet today. It was not working very well. And I know she talked about this, that they have a deal in here, how to dye yarn. And then there's a pillow called Flower Blossoms Pillow. And this one is the April edition. This one is the Blossoms and Lace Afghan. This has got a nice little, it's basically a mesh with like a little scallop around the outside, and then it's got these little flowers on it. They use the chamois yarn for this one, the Premier Chamois, and that's a sport weight, number 2 weight yarn. There's a little basket with pansies in it. That's really cute. So like for weddings. Are you lightening up for spring, Chad? I need to. Here is a 4-corner pillow. This one's fun. These are like you do it and then you do an extra row for like a lace, like you would crochet and then you would go back down and attach to do your nicks. That way it like lays on top. I don't know if you can tell that. Kind of neat. Okay. Love you, hun. Carrie's got to go study, you guys. There's a Flower Blooms coaster. The crochet world always has a few things done in the crochet thread. So you use the number 10 weight as opposed to the smaller ones. Here's some placemats, then this is more of that mesh. Love you, hun. And they have a little flower in the corner. And here is a Tulip Afghan. This one's using Plymouth Encore. Now, the Plymouth Encore worsted actually has a little bit of wool in it. It's got a teeny bit of wool in it. So they use that for structure, I'm guessing. Spring Flowers Hot Pad. Okay, is this Tunisian? Using Premier Home Cotton. No, it says variations of single crochet. That looks Tunisian or something else. They're out even here, tried different stores. Yep, the anniversary cakes. This is the Daisy Shawlette. This one is using Premier Cotton Collage. That's a number 1. Super fine. It's pretty. It's a triangular. That's a pretty color. Party Multi. They used 4 of those. The Cotton Collage, they used 4. You got to go too, Katie Bear? Okay. I'm going to be leaving in here in about 5 minutes. Yeah, that shawlette is pretty, isn't it? This one is the Star Flowers Baby Blanket. And I really, really like this one. I really like this one. I feel like this one is going to be something that you could make a whole bunch of and have them on hand, okay? But they use Cascade Anthem number 4 worsted. But the thing that's so pretty about it is the colors. At that stitch, that's got to be quick. That would be very quick to do. And it's all worked. You don't put them together. It's as you go. I don't know what this stitch is called. There's picots and a petal stitch. And now this is a little sweater, a little cardigan. Hey Tank, how you doing? And that one they use the Kobu Light DK and a G hook. And that stitch is, they've got a special stitch for that one. Almost looks like a cobble stitch, maybe. Okay, Susan, thanks for being here. Kind of looks like the cobble stitch. Doing good. Starting to get clear out my, so I wound up taking antihistamine, allergy pills twice a day for like 4 days. And then today, finally, I'm down to 1 per day. I think a lot of it was because we were burning wood. This is cute. That looks like, and I think it's got a little hood on it. Too close. There we go. That's super cute. That one's done in Sheep G's. Sunkissed, and #1 yarn. Yes, it does have a hood. But that's done in a 1. Yeah. I used to use the saline washes. I need to get some more. So here's some, these are teethers. These are super cute. It's just a little owl square. And then it's got little teethers hooked on the bottom. Super cute. And then here's a bee. So those owls are done in cotton, and the bee is done in Red Heart Super Saver. Black, yellow, white. Have you guys ever heard of Yolanda Jordan? Oh, My Pretty Brown Doll. I follow her on Facebook. She made the Crochet World magazine. My Pretty Brown Doll. She's in here. She's in Crochet World. She's featured. She makes some of the most beautiful dolls. I've never bought any of her patterns. Do they seem easy to follow, Dana? Look at them. Aren't they beautiful? Yeah, I follow her on Facebook. Well, good for her making Crochet World. Isn't that awesome? Huh. I think that's it. Yep. Rest is all the patterns. Thank you guys for being here. I have 2 more magazines, and maybe I'll work on those this. Oh, the keychain. Oh, really? Okay, that sounds like a good place to start. Is the keychain? That's the thing when you have an aesthetic, you know, and you can go with that aesthetic. There's a certain look to her dolls that is just so nice. It's just very well made. It's like the fox one, the little red fox or whatever. Her pattern, she has a certain aesthetic, you know. I need to go to an aesthetic of my own. Yes, I was glad to see you, Mary. Like I said, just email me, fiberflooziecrafts@gmail.com, and I will get that to you. All of my information is always down below. You can always go. I'm loading the websites, Facebook, Etsy, and my website. I'll have all of my made items on them. Yes. Have a good night. You guys, I hope it's a better week for everybody. I hope everybody gets to thaw out. I hope everybody gets water. And I hope everybody is well after all of this. So, you guys, take care. Thank you for being here. Thank you for watching. And good night, and have fun today. I love you, Chelsea. I love you, Carrie. I love you, Solomon. I love you, Oliver. See you later, Alex and Mary. John Boy, Mary Ellen. Good night.